Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rich Demers, Sergeant Rich, as I am affectionately call myself, doing another podcast here on this dreary day in California. More rain. We haven't had this much rain since the floods of Noah, and snow on top of that. You can't get up to the mountains because there's too much snow. Anyways, I digress as I usually do. Hey, listen, I love using the new word of the day, which is plethora, and that means a lot. We have a lot of good news here in the sense of the VA does not want to tell you anything. It's got a ton of programs, but it doesn't want to tell you a thing. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to go 9line, by the way, not endorsing any particular product, but I really love their shirts. Anyways, so today I'm going to share my screen because I do a Zoom recording, as most of you probably already figured out for these podcasts. And it is one simple thing, VA.gov. Pretty much, if you go to VA.gov, you're going to find out everything you need to know about disability, transitioning, burial benefits, everything we've gone over in the last 5 or 6 podcasts. But it's all in one place, and that's VA.gov. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen right now. We're going to go to this nice little thing right here. And I want to highlight the very first thing right here. This in yellow, right up top, can't miss it, va.gov / welcome kit, welcome dash kit / I think that's a /. Yeah, it's a /. Okay. Anyways, va.gov / welcome dash kit / You go to that website and you're going to get what you have in front of you. Hello, welcome to the VA. Now let's get started. Real simple. This website and this web address I just gave to you will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about just getting out of the service to dying. And I'm just going to be blunt. It's got burial information. It's got education information. It has got all kinds of information that you need to know about the VA to help you help yourself. Now, I'm here to help. Anytime you need help, reach out. Sergeant Rich at oldarmysergeant.com. Sergeant SGT Rich at oldarmysgtsergeant.com. And I'll be glad to answer any of your questions that you ask and give you the best answer I can to the best of my ability. Now, I am still training to become a VA service officer with the DAV, but that training is going to take me, I would say, only because of time constraints, because I still have this thing called the JOB, and it does take up the majority of my time. But there's going to come a time here where I'm going to retire, and I'm going to focus this full time to the DAV to help veterans get their claims done, answer questions, guide them through the processes that they need to be guided through. Anything I can to do to help my fellow veteran. Now, most of the stuff in this information is meant for honorably or general or medical discharge. OTH and dishonorable, obviously dishonorable, there's no help there. OTH, maybe a little bit. Little caveat, reserves and National Guard, unless you serve 181 days consecutive, the benefits are different. Some of the burial benefits, some of the things that you're entitled to are different. They're not the same. They're not as much. Doesn't disqualify the fact that you served in any way, shape, or form. You served, you raised your right hand, you are okay in my book. And most of you youngsters out there, unfortunately, over the last 20 years, have been stuck since 9/11 in pretty much endless wars. And all I can say is, God bless you. Thank you for your sacrifice. But it used to be back in the Vietnam days when my dad was in, that you joined the Guard to stay out of going to Vietnam. Now you join the Guard and you darn near guaranteeing yourself at least 2 tours overseas in a combat zone. All right. But if that happened to you, all this benefits, everything I got on the screen going here is for you. Now I'm going to just scroll through just to show you a little bit. I'm not going to go into too much detail. The reason I'm not going to go into too much detail is, first of all, I'm going to try to keep my podcast below 10 minutes. Okay. All I'm trying to do is get the information out to you. All right. But as you can see, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, 15, 17, there, and on top of it, there's a mobile app, which I do use because as a service-connected veteran, and I'll show you my little card when I stop sharing my screen. As a service-connected veteran, you get some other benefits that just getting out of the service doesn't do for you. Okay, and I'll show you what the service-connected card looks like at the end of this podcast. But scrolling down here, healthcare, letters, you can look up, if you file a claim, I can literally go online right now and see where my claim status is if I have one, which I actually do. I'm fighting a little bit over my back injury. My injuries have gotten worse, and I went to their doctor, which is called Veterans Evaluation Services, which they don't evaluate in any way, shape, or form. They just sit there and go down a checklist with you. And they actually said my left side was getting better when I'm literally can't feel most of my left side. Long story short, did some stupid stuff in my 20s, came back to haunt me in my 50s. All right. But like I said, you can look that all up. Look at this: healthcare, finances, housing, memorialization, which is burial, education, GI Bill, training programs, employment. Guys, you don't have to have a college degree to have a good job. I know plenty of welders and plumbers and tradespeople that make 6 figures in every part of the country, not just here in the left coast of California, where it's becoming a communist state. And I can't wait to go and retire and do this from a different location. But right now, family, grandkids, job is all in California, and I just got to make the best of what I can with what I got. But so this is just a little bit, veteran service organizations, a DAV, that's me. All right, they're out there. Understand your eligibility. Service depends on your eligibility. Different factors. A whole lot of information is used to determine eligibility for benefits. One critical factor may be your disability rating. Okay. So I'm just scrolling through, not going into any great detail. Disability rating, medical need, income level. They're things you need to understand to get the benefits you have coming to you. I always harp on disability rating. Okay. I harp on tinnitus, very first podcast, not tetanitis, not tonight or whatever, tendonitis, like tendonitis, which is where you have a strained tendon in your arm, or your elbow, or your leg, your knee. No, tinnitus. It's a ringing in the ear that comes out of nowhere. And that is a service-connected disability. Guys, if you are on a firing line, if you are in an engine room, if you are in missile silos, flight line, aircraft carrier, boiler room, it doesn't matter. When we were in the service, we were either too stupid to think about it, but hearing protection matters. Okay. Now you're in the middle of the combat zone. You're not going to put earplugs in to get in a firefight, obviously. Okay. But these are things that you need to know about. Okay. So it goes into disability. Find out where you fits in your life, getting out. Like I said, from everything from getting out of the service and transitioning to becoming a civilian to getting old. Okay. And like I said, I'm just scrolling through aging, retiring. Okay. Housing. I bought my very first house at 23 years old using my VA loan. And I'm telling you, 23 years old and being a homeowner was one of the proudest moments in my life, except for raising my hand. Okay. And graduating boot camp and watching my mother's pride when I walked through the back door of the house after basic training and seeing that her young son, who went off to join the Army, came back a young man when I walked through the back door 10 weeks later. So it's got so much information here. I can't begin to stress, you need to go and look at this. You need to go and go through all this. Okay. I mean, there is more info than I can imagine to show you. All right. But it tells you, look at it, gives you phone numbers. It gives you place to live, become a homeowner. Like I said, it's just amazing that all this stuff is in 52 pages. Now, going back up to the top one last time, I'm going to go and tell you, you can read this at your own pace. You need to look it up. You need to be a little bit proactive. And remember, this all depends on you at the end of the day. Yeah, I'll help in any way I can. I'll throw out information every week or two just to give you point in the right direction on things, but it's up to you. VA.gov is your starting point. It's like any other website. Username and password. I get regular emails. Sometimes the emails are about the PACT Act, which those of you who've been around burn pits or Agent Orange or anything like that have a new benefit passed by Congress and signed by the president, about certain cancers, and God willing, you don't ever get a cancer or anything like that. But it's, smoke inhalation, asthma, believe it or not, can be one of the things that you can get help with. So if you've been exposed to any kind of toxins, look up the PACT Act, and the best way to do that is VA.gov. Okay, VA.gov. And you want to get this information I'm showing you, go to VA.gov/welcome-kit/. All right, so guys, I'm just going to try to show it to you very slow and steady. All right, but if you look right under my name right there, it says, let's see if I can get this in, service connected. Okay. They give you this nice little ID. This helps you get into all your VA doctors. It helps you get into all your VA programs. Guys, I'm going to Hawaii for my birthday, my big 6-0. Yeah, I know I don't look it. I still look like I'm 35, but what can I say? God bless me with this great skin, and I'm not flabby or fat or anything like that. No. Every time I look in the mirror, I still see a handsome 25-year-old, and then I realize in a picture that I'm an ugly 59-year-old. But anyways, pick on myself, tell stories, do what I do. I make up for it with my charming personality. And that's why I'm doing this little podcast, to have a little bit of fun, and in the same token, share it with you. Now, the reason I mentioned Hawaii, and this, I'm going to make this short but sweet. I'm staying at Fort Dorsey, called the Halikoa Hotel. Halikoa Hotel is a military hotel. I stayed at it in 1992 when I was still in the reserves, and I paid, my rank was E5, and E1 through E6 was $63 a night. Well, it's gone up a little bit in the last, 30 years. And it's $210 a night. But next week, I'll show you a little comparison of the Halikoa and the prices of other things in Hawaii, like, the Hilton right next door on the same beach, right next door, and it's on the beach in Waikiki. If you want to get away with your wife, second honeymoon, maybe even bring the kids, you can get up to 3 rooms on your government rate. I'm bringing 2 buddies, and they both get their own room at the same rate. Okay, so we'll go into that more on the next time, when I set things up. But just want to tell you, VA.gov, go to it, live it, learn it, and it will give you all the information you need to be a well-informed veteran and a well-informed human being. Now, with that being said, trying to keep it short but sweet. So with that, you need me, reach out, Sergeant Rich at oldarmysergeant.com. You can find me on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook at symbol oldarmysergeant.com. So with that, peace and love, Sergeant Rich out.